What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Got another reaction video that we're going to do. Let's jump into it. All right, guys. If you don't know the Knight's Edge, he is actually a friend of the channel, and he actually did a video recently on a knife that I'm kind of interested to hear what his feedback is going to be. So if you don't know the Knight's Edge, definitely go check out the channel. I'll have it linked down in the description below. I'll also have this video linked in case you want to go watch it without my commentary. Again, this is just me reacting to his video about a knife that I'm interested in that I haven't picked up myself. I'm going to actually run out when we're done here to go get one just to check it out myself, depending on how this video goes. I am curious about that, but the video and the channel will be linked down in the description. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. Let me go ahead and share my screen. As you can see here, the Knight's Edge landing page, really nicely done. I like his non-related, I don't know what you would call this, but the banner at the top of the page, just a dried piece of log on the beach. Really cool, my man. Really cool. All right, let's get to the video.
What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again.
Alrighty, so right out the gate, simple, straightforward intro. It's a little loud. I probably would volume correct for that to pull that back down, because now that we're into the video, I almost can't hear him. And that is one thing that I actually had to work on early on in my channel, as well as understanding how to calibrate the volume when I was doing my editing. So I'm going to turn him up a little bit so that we can try to hopefully hear him a little bit better. I may have to do this in editing where I have to stop him completely before I talk to kind of adjust volume, because I'm having to turn him up without making sure, or with making sure that I'm not too loud as well. So let me turn him up all the way and see what we got.
Yeah, and got another pretty cool overview for you of a pretty cool knife, I think. A lot of people, as soon as they turned this on and saw this thing sitting here, as soon as the intro cleared, they're like, nah, garbage, Chinese garbage, trash. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of having mixed thoughts about this one, I guess. Before I get really into the weeds on my opinion of it and everything, thanks to Darkwater for sending me this. Really appreciate it. Darkwater's got a pretty awesome YouTube channel.
And actually, Darkwater is also a friend of the channel. I highly encourage checking his channel out as well. He has really surmassed a following quite quickly. And if you go and watch his content, I think it'd be pretty apparent as to why. But he has a really solid channel. I like his personality. Same with Knight's Edge here. Like a really calm approach to the presentation, and very welcoming in the way that they present. So I do like that. I like their channels. I think they're very similar to my own, with some twist. I think we all have a little bit of our own spin on how we go about these type of reviews.
Without further ado, let's get into this rambling review of the Ozark Trail 7.5-inch folding knife.
I have to laugh because they're not the only ones guilty of this, but some of the naming conventions for these very affordable knives, they just kind of crack me up. You would think that they would do something to name it so that it stands out a little bit, or would somewhat be memorable, so that you're not like, hey man, I found this knife over at Walmart. It's made by Ozark Trail, but I don't remember what the model number is called or what the model name is called. Like, you would think it would just be, you know, Ozark Trail crossbar lock or Ozark Trail hunter knife or something other than 7.5-inch folder. But anyway, I digress.
Some of y'all probably turned it off already. You're missing out. I don't know, maybe not. All right, we'll go ahead and let me breeze through the specs. I got a lot to say about this one. So, overall length of the Ozark Grail, some people call it Ozark Trail, from the tip of the blade into the handle, 7.5 inches. Overall blade length, you're looking at 3 3/8. If you go all the way back to the handle, cutting edge, you're looking right at 3 1/8. So almost what I would say is a full size knife, medium to full size knife, I guess.
I'd say medium.
Get out the calibers here. This is the $10 Walmart knife, by the way. I should have said that in the beginning. So, blade stock thickness, I got 93 on that. 90, 89.5. That's crazy. Very the thinner, I guess, blade stock. And it goes down to a, let's do on the belly where I normally do. Behind the edge, around 24 thousandths, I guess. Handle thickness, 513 thousandths-ish. So right around half an inch handle thickness.
Is it a hollow grind?
Do some size comparisons here.
Kind of
Get
looks
out
like
the
it could be
usual
a hollow
suspects.
grind.
That is the Ontario knives. Rat.
So
Model 2,
definitely
we're
medium.
going in reverse today, apparently, in the Ontario knives. Rat.
So this is probably right around a bug out size. It's a little hard to tell when you do these size comparisons because the camera's kind of fisheye a little bit. So it may be closer to the Rat 2 in size than what it may look like here. But just looking at how much smaller it is than the Rat 1, and the Rat 1 I think is very close to bug out size. So it could be mini bug out. 7.5 inches. What is let me close this. This was from a video earlier. Let me just go to no, wrong blade. Yeah, here we go. Let me just really quick, I'm curious about the size on the mini bug out. Overall length is 6.5 inches. So it's actually closer to a bug out. We'll just pull up their exclusive. Oh, it's on sale. Getting closer to a good price point. Yeah, so it is very much identical in size to the bug out. The bug out is 7.46 inches. Our boy Knight's Edge is saying this is called the 7.5 inch folder. So definitely right there in line with it. I might have to go get one of these just to do a little bit of a comparison to the bug out. And also I have the original crossbar folding lock knife from Ozark Trail down in the garage. So I'll have to bring that up to the table and maybe we can do a three-way comparison.
Model 1. But these, oh, not that one. That's the one you're reviewing, dummy. All right, there is your
No judgment.
second set of usual suspects. Cold Steel Knives, AD10. And your Demco Knives, 80-20.5. That's a slicer variant with that knife. Pretty similar overall length, almost identical overall length on those two, right? A little bit more cutting edge, though, on the Ozark Trail. All right. Let's see. Last of the usual suspects. That is your Spyderco Knives Paramilitary 2 and your Spyderco Para 3.
So going to be closer to the Para 3 in size if it's close to the bug out in size. So I personally like size comparisons because you can give me numbers and you'll see what I did just now. I automatically, before he did this, and this is not on him, I went and looked at another knife that I was more familiar with than what he had laid out on the table with the Ontario Rat knives, just because it's been a long time since I've handled them. So I was like, I think, but I like the size comparisons because as soon as he put down the Para 3, which I'm vehemently familiar with because I have one that I carry of my own, I knew exactly where this was falling now that I saw it compared to that. So that's why I do like size comparisons. I do try to keep at least one or two that are staples that I do, and then I try to mix up the other ones just for more current relevant stuff in case people have probably picked those up more recently, especially if they're newer to the community and they picked up a newer model. So I do like that. So I really do appreciate that. P.S. Knight's Edge, these are really nice looking.
Up next to the Ozark Grail. Alright, let's get into the randoms here, man. Let's see what else we got sitting around in the way of crossbar locks. Hogue Knives Deca.
Good comparison.
American made Hogue Knives Deca and American made Three Rivers Manufacturing Bulldog. Let's see what else we got sitting around. Where?
All right, so I'm good on the size comparisons. I'm going to try to get past those to get a little bit more into his thoughts and impressions. All right, I think we're close.
I don't have a bug out, but this has been compared quite profusely to the bug out in the community, and not without total merit, I don't think. I mean, it is comparable very much to the bug out. That's your knees knife misdemeanor. And last set, I guess, there is your DeWalt frame and hammer, right? And your
I don't know that I've ever seen this type of size comparisons. This is very interesting.
USA made 8-inch crescent wrench, both of which cost more than the knife.
I don't know that I've ever seen those type of comparisons before. I don't know if he does this regularly or not, but that is pretty comical.
All right. And lastly, steel. Gonna get its own little review. But that is the sister knife, I guess. A little bit smaller. A little bit. Not by much at all, really. But size comparison between the two of the Ozark grills, I guess. All right, let's do a weight, man. 6 minutes in, I haven't even got to weight yet. Damn, doing bad with time. Always, I guess. 2.7 ounces. Thing's pretty lightweight, under the ounce and inch ratio. Very, very favorable, I think, as far.
All right, so your standard bug out. And I'm going from memory here, but your standard bug out with S30V and FRN, I want to say is 1.8 ounces. I think my 20 CV and Applied Weapon Tech aluminum scales one is like 2.1. So even with the aluminum scales, I am assuming this has steel liners. This one is going to be coming in a little bit heavier. I may try to pick one up so I can do like direct comparisons against some of the, like you mentioned, the bug out, maybe the Manix 2 lightweight or something like that. And the other original OG crossbar locking knife from Walmart that I have down in the garage still.
As far as the weight goes anyway, FRN on the handle scales there. And look at the holes, man. Milled out for weight reduction. Old Sam Walton sure was thinking, huh? All right, deep carry pocket clip. Works pretty good. No issues there, except for it does bill out, stick out. Kind of a little bit grabby, but not quite as bad as like some Civivis are. So, and carries pretty nice overall, I would say. Last of the specs here, this is a T8. No, not a T8. T8 on the pivot. Single-sided captive T8 pivot. Look at that, guys. $10 Walmart knife, and they even can do it, right? T6 on the hardware. All right. Reversible pocket.
So I am going to say I have seen instances where it shows a T8 on a captive pivot. So just because it's not sterile doesn't mean that it's not captive. I know that's not his point here with that. He's just saying, look, you can do a captive pivot. I think it comes down to preference, because I've actually come to appreciate recently, while it is more difficult to disassemble the non-captive pivots that have dual bits on them, when they are overlocked with thread locker or over coated with thread locker, it actually has paid dividends to have the dual pivots in my experience, because I have stripped where they are captive, but when they're dual sided, you can kind of work both sides back and forth to try to help break it, so that you're moving the pivot around a little bit because it's not captive, and you're moving the actual screw around too, so you're kind of playing with both, trying to move both. Sometimes that helps. It doesn't always work. But anyway, this got me a little sidetracked. My apologies.
Clip. You can carry it lefty. A Walmart knife. crossbar lock, Walmart knife. I mean, I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again. $10 freaking Walmart knife, man. That's crazy. For $10, you can't beat this thing. I would challenge anyone to come, say, hey, here's a $10 knife. It's way better than that. To me, there's not one. This is definitely, well, I'll save that for the end, I guess. Ergonomics, kind of like handling a bug out pretty much. I'm going to piss so many people off with this video. Solid jimping up top. A little bit of a slanted flat there. You can kind of trigger pull, laying your finger right there. Pretty comfortable, actually, I would say. And I beat the hell out of this knife. Pulled it out of my pocket guilt-free at work and done all kinds of crazy shit with it. Scraping, a little bit of prying, cut all kinds of stuff with it. Had to sharpen.
So this is new. So the original Ozark Grail, if that's what we're calling these, that I have down in the garage is made out of a no-name steel, just a stainless steel. I don't think he's covered it yet, but when he flipped it, I thought it said behind the thumb stud this is D2 at $10.
Sharpen it one time, probably gonna have to sharpen it again soon, but you hear that? That's pretty sharp edge on it. That's D2 on the steel, and D2's not terribly bad either. I don't know what Walmart's heat treat is on D2, but I don't think it's terribly bad. The spring is a little bit tight actually, which I kind of like on a crossbar lock. I know everybody's a little bit different. Lockout. Pretty damn solid, I would say. Blade shape just fine, no issues there. A little bit of billboard in there from Walmart. Ozark Trail right in your face there. China, definitely tell you where it's from. Price probably should anyway. In D2 right there. The crossbar is very, I think, comfortable.
All right, so it sounds like in his experience he has recommended it. I'm not sure if it's riding on steel bearings or phosphor bronze washers. So maybe I try to pick one of these up if I can find it easily in my local Walmart. It's not something that I'm going to try to hunt around for. I may just check to see if they're available anywhere. But this was to showcase both the Ozark Trail 7.5-inch folding knife and friend of the channel Knight's Edge channel as well. So if you have not heard or have seen his channel, definitely go over and check it out. If you want to watch this video in its entirety, I definitely will have it linked below along with his channel so that you can do that. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed this type of overview, a like would be appreciated. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you follow along as I continue to grow the channel. Special shout out and thanks to my channel members. Your loyal support goes a long way, and to those of you that choose to use the affiliate links down in the description, it also helps the channel. So thanks to all of you who do that. All right, I am out of here. I hope all of you have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.